Let's move on. Let's talk about what's happening with Bluestar Limited, and let's take stock of how they're assessing the festive demand right now, what's happening with regards to raw material inflation, as well as the semiconductor concerns as well. We have with us Mr. B. Thiagarajan from Bluestar Limited joining in on the show right now to talk about exactly what they're seeing on the ground right now. Mr. Thiagarajan, good morning firstly, and wish you a very happy Diwali from all of us here at ET Now.
Good morning. Very happy Diwali to you and your colleagues in ET Now.
Thank you so much. Mr. Thiagarajan, wanted to understand what's happening with the current demand scenario. What does your ear on the ground tell you? Are the consumers spending a whole lot in discretionary items?
Thank you for having me in your show. You might have seen the results announced last week. The Q2, we grew by around 37%. Operating profit was up by 30%. On a half-yearly basis, the revenue is up 50%. Operating profit is almost double. The demand had been very robust ever since the lockdown was lifted in June, July, August, September were great months. We saw a little bit of lull, last week. But again, as a build-up to Diwali, the demand has revived. This is despite the fact that there are deemed price increases actually thrice. January, there was one price increase. April, there was a price increase. Again, in September, we had increased the prices in order to mitigate at least partially the escalation in commodity prices and logistics costs. And I think the demand will hold. But having said that, as you're aware, for air conditioners, this is not a very great quarter. That is Q3 I'm talking about. It will be definitely the months of February and March, where the build-up to the summer will take place. On the whole, I am very happy and optimistic about the outlook for the coming days. And more than B2C, we are witnessing huge demand in B2B segments as well. So that is very encouraging.
Good to hear that then. What is it that you can tell us about whether or not will you be able to continue to hike prices? Because at some point it's going to, Mr. Thiagarajan, impact your volumes. The consumer is not going to be able to absorb all the price hikes in one shot.
Agree with you. But, if you recollect, I had discussed with you some point of time, 6-7 months ago when we began to increase our prices. See, what is currently happening is when you increase the price, demand is not disappearing, but what the people are going for lower end products. Instead of a 5-star, somebody will end up buying 3-star air conditioner. Instead of a 3-star, they will end up buying 2-star air conditioner. So right now it is holding. I am not very sure the market is going to absorb any more price increases. Therefore, what we have done is we have completely re-engineered the products. We started our mission in January, February, and we have been taking out costs from the products by alternate material, alternate vendors, complete redesign. In fact, by January 2022, we will be launching another series of products which will be cost competitive. And I think that is the only way to move forward if you have to keep the demand robust.
Good morning, Mr. Thiagarajan. This is Nayantara. You've touched upon it briefly, but what I wanted to also ask you was, would this festive season have been bigger and better, or did you not face any problems with the chip shortage, the semiconductor shortage, the global supply disruption that we're seeing?
So 2 parts to this question. As far as demand is concerned, it is as good as what was last year. Last year was also a fantastic festive season I had talked about. there were huge challenges. To begin with, it was the logistics cost, the shipping cost, container availability had been the issue. In fact, it was 4 times what was December 2019 freight cost. That's what has happened in the international freight market. The second one is the availability of many things, most importantly, the semiconductors. So we had to plan in advance. We had to hold inventory ahead of the season. So right now, if you look at it, we have blocked the semiconductors till December 2022. We have been holding inventory for, normally we will hold inventory for 45 to 60 days. We have been holding inventory for 90 days or so. And so there have been challenges. I am only hoping that the worst will be over by the time we reach March. That is our assessment.
Okay, so you're saying the demand is what it was last year, but I was trying to also figure out the demand would have been more because the consumer is back and how this Diwali season. Mr. Thiagarajan, we're talking on Dhanteras. So let's just move a little bit away from the earnings. You've given us an idea of your margins, whether you can do more price hikes, this, that, and the other. You want to tell us what have been the hot sellers this festive season?
The consumers are upgrading their homes. Therefore, the air conditioner demand has been good. And it is not only in metro cities, it had been in tier 3, 4, 5 markets as well. The second one is the restaurants, hotels, festivities have begun, and therefore the deep freezer and cold chain equipment, that demand has been very high. And earlier it was driven by just the pharmaceutical healthcare sector. Now we are finding other sectors also opening up, apart from the food delivery one. So for us, during the season, room air conditioners followed by refrigeration products. These two are the hot sellers. On the other hand, CapEx cycle has come back. So therefore, shops, showroom, boutiques, and the factories, these are going on. And the government's initiative, the infrastructure segment is huge. And there are quite a few orders that are getting finalized. So it is an interesting Diwali. So you also touched upon whether the demand will be more than last year. I have to wait till December. Actually the Christmas New Year is also part of the festival season. And that is ahead of the summer. Therefore, there will be another peak that will be happening in December.
Understood. Mr. Thiagarajan, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just clarifying this. You were speaking about semiconductors, and you said that, if I'm not mistaken, the inventory level that you're keeping for semiconductors is 90 days as opposed to the earlier 40-45 days. If that's the case, then could you tell us what the inventory that you're keeping with dealers for the products that you sell, the channel inventory, just trying to get a sense of what is in the market right now?
Yeah, well, a small clarification. Semiconductors, I told you about additional inventory being held, but also quantities at firm prices have been blocked till December 22. There is madness that is going on in that market, that everybody is trying to block. And we have also blocked for, it has never happened in the history of blocking semiconductor till December 2022. Now, as far as the inventory with the dealers are concerned, it will be very, very manageable in the sense that I think it will be a 30-day inventory, all sectors, all dealer channels put together, including e-commerce. See, the cash is available in plenty, right? You might have seen our borrowings itself is at 44 crores. It was something like, the peak of last year, we had reached around 429. And 344 crores September 30, it is just 44 crores. Working capital is not an issue at all. Similarly, the dealers are also having enough financing muscle power. That is not the issue. The issue is, frankly, how to avoid further price increases at the same time manage the margins. So therefore, it has to go to product redesign, repositioning. Good news is the energy label change, which was due on December 31, 2021 has been postponed till 1st July 2022. Otherwise, prices would have gone up from 1st January. So this is another welcome move by the government.
Okay. I'm sure we'll touch base with you, Mr. Thiagarajan, in not too long from now to get a sense as to how you're repositioning and reinventing some of the products that you're selling. Thank you so much for taking the time. Wish you a very, very happy Dhanteras.
Certainly, we will connect.
All right, on that note, we're slipping to a short break, but more on the other side.